Hi you guys, and thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to answer a question, and the question is, how did my kids handle me being away? So first of all, my son was in the 12th grade, and he was getting ready to do prom and graduation. And the time that I was arrested, I missed all of those things. So that was really hard for me. My son is 24 now, and he was and still is. He's strong. And he was fine. At that time, he had family. He had his dad, which is my husband, is not his biological father, but that's his father, his dad. So he had my husband, and he had his grandmother and my sisters, and he was surrounded by a lot of people that loved him. So I wasn't there, but he was okay. Of course, it was sad for him not to have his mom, but he was okay. Also, my daughter now, she's 14, and my daughter's a little angel. I said that in the video, but she's strong also, so she was fine. The whole time that I was away, my children was fine. Of course, during the time where I couldn't call my daughter, which was a month, I was not able to talk to her. That's when she had a hard time. That's when she was breaking down. But thank God she had her godmother and her grandmother and my husband. Everyone was there for her to help her get through that time. That was a really hard time for her, because when I first got to the prison, remember, I wasn't allowed to use the phone. So I had to go a whole month without calling home, and that was a hard time for her. My children were able to see me every weekend. My husband is a blessing. There wasn't a weekend where he did not bring the children to see me. So they got to see me on the weekends. And then there were 2 visits where they came to the prison and were able to do the overnight, the weekend visit, the family visit. So thank God for that. But my daughter, she did fine. I thought that my husband was going to have to get like counseling for her to deal with the whole situation, but he didn't. She was fine. When I left, the day that they took me, oh my God, that was bad, because during the whole 4 years that I was going back and forth to court, and at the end, then she would come with us to the court. But on this particular day, we knew that I was going to be sentenced, but we were not expecting for the judge to say take her right then and there. So I really didn't get to say, like, give her that hug, because I wasn't expecting for them to take me, give her that hug and say bye. So that day, it was bad. It was all bad when my husband got home and I wasn't with him. So that was a really bad day for everybody. But, they got past that. And, my husband is strong, and we all have a really close relationship with God. And so thanks to family members and our relationship with God, they were able to get through the hard times. But I think overall, they were fine. They got to see me. I got to call home every day. So they were fine. Now, there was another question asked, which was, oh, how did I tell my children? How did I tell them, and how did they handle that? My son cried, And my son knew that I was going back and forth to court. He really wasn't for sure about exactly what was going on, but he just knew that I was going back and forth to court, and there was a chance that I might have to leave. Now, when I knew that, okay, I'm getting ready to leave, I need to sit down and talk to my son and let him know I'm leaving, like, I'm leaving. So I set him down. And during this time, my son was in high school, and he was going through a lot. He was saying that he wasn't going to college, and I kept saying, well, at least go to the service, go somewhere, go somewhere. And he was like, I wasn't going to wear, I'm going to get a job, and I'm going to get my own apartment. You know, he had these big old dreams. I kept just like telling him, dude, it's not like that. It's not that easy. But he wasn't listening. So one day I said, okay, it's time to let him know that I'm leaving. Like, for real, I'm leaving. So I set him down, and I told him a lot of things that he didn't know about how I grew up, and just a lot of things that he didn't know about, which led me to where I am today and where I was at that point. And he started crying. He started crying, and he said, okay, Mom, I'm going to go to the service. I'm going to go. Because I told him, I don't want you here while I'm gone. I don't want you out thinking that you're going to find a job, you're going to get an apartment, everything's going to be okay. And he finally listened. He finally listened to everything that I was saying, and he said, okay, Mama, okay, I'm going to go to the service. And so that's what he did. I was so proud of him that day, and to still till today, because he went to the service. He listened. He went and signed up, and he went to the service. I wasn't there for the prom, the graduation, the whole thing, but after they allowed me to bail out, I was there to see him sign up for the service and do the whole boot camp and leave for the service, you guys. So that's what he did. He went to the Navy. He sure did. He went to the Navy. Oh my God, telling my daughter was painful, was the worst thing ever. She cried like a baby. She cried like a baby, and I cried like a baby. But I told her, I said, Mommy's leaving. I'm leaving, and I want you to understand I'm gonna be gone for a long time. And that was the hardest thing. But she got through it. She got through it, you guys. My daughter's so strong. My husband too. My husband, he didn't really believe that I was going. I kept trying to tell him I'm going, and he didn't want to believe it. And so the day that they took me, it was bad for him also. And you got to remember, the baby was only 11 months. So he was left with a baby. He was left with a baby. He had to take care of the baby. He had to take care of my daughter. And, you know, my son left. Thank God my son left and went to the service. But my husband, he did good. He was strong. He took care of the family. He sure did. The whole 3 years I was gone, he didn't miss a beat. And I thank God for my husband and my children. And I thank God for the relationship that we have with him, because he built us all up and made us strong to be able to deal with this journey that has taught all of us a lot, that has made us strong to be able to handle the next journey, the next season, because life is nothing but seasons. Sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. You never know what's going to be taken away from you. Love your loved ones. Love them, and don't take advantage of the time that you have with them, because you never know. Like, for real, you really never know. And so God has blessed us just to be able to have one another and to make it through all the craziness that I've been through. And so I thank God every day for this opportunity to be with them once again, and in allowing us to be strong and to have one another. Okay, so thanks for the questions. Okay, and please feel free to ask more questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer the questions. Thank you for watching my videos, and until the next video, peace.